Come with me on a lunchtime run and learn how I really motivate myself to get out the door. I cannot believe how sunny it is. I couldn't help but come out for a run this lunchtime because it is so glorious, and it's going to rain the rest of the week apparently. It's much colder than I thought it was going to be. I was too excited to get out, didn't check the weather forecast, but still, just have to run faster. So in this video, I'm going to capitalise on the sun by telling you what really normally motivates me to get out running. Today, pretty obviously, it's the sun. I ran yesterday and the day before, which is not that common for me. So normally I wouldn't be running today, but the sun is too good to miss. But running motivation can be really difficult, and these are the real reasons I get out the door most of the time. Number one, God's honest truth, my watch. This is not an advert, but I have a Garmin Fenix 7. Never bought a watch before. It's the first watch I've ever really owned, and I spent an awful lot of money on it. Many years ago I read a book called The Four Tendencies by Gretchen Rubin, great book, and it describes how people are motivated depending on whether they fall into one of these four categories, or rather which category they fall into. Can show you how they're motivated. Some people are motivated intrinsically, some people are motivated extrinsically, and some people are a blend. I'm a blend, but I know for exercise, extrinsic motivation helps me get over the hurdle of motivation. And my Garmin watch tells me, it has like this kind of fitness banding, range banding, and it tells you if you're productive, maintaining your fitness, in recovery, if you're detraining, that's the worst, oh my god. But if you're a Garmin owner, you know exactly what this feels like. Anyway, when I see that go like slanting down, and I know that I don't have time to maybe train tomorrow or something, then it will get me out the door. And you don't need to spend hundreds and hundreds of pounds on that kind of motivation. Loads of watches do it. There will be apps for free that will give you little reminders and prods that maybe you should be going out, or maybe you want to go out. I find that's really, really helpful, and a lot of the time it's actually my Garmin watch that gets me out the door. Also, if I'm ill or if I'm really busy, I pause those things on my watch because it stresses me out and I don't want to feel guilty for not training. So you can do that too. And obviously wherever you decide to use apps or whatever watch you've got or whatever you want, don't live and die by that. But when you're feeling good, feeling healthy, feeling like you want to train a lot, it's a really good motivation. Number two, other people hugely motivate me. So if I'm not feeling very motivated to go out running, but I know I should go out running, or I want to go out running, I just don't want to go out running, if you know what I mean, then I use other people to get me over that hurdle. That means going on YouTube, going on Instagram, looking at the people I follow, looking at the runners and other athletes that I follow. They don't even have to be runners, they could be sailors, they could be cyclists, anything, it doesn't matter. But when I see other people out there having a good time and knowing that it was worth it for them, it gets me out the door. Number three, my future self. Now this might be myself in 45 minutes when I'm back home and I feel so much better for having been out in this sunshine, or sometimes in the rain, just having been out and moved my body. Or it's my future self in 6 months' time who is doing really cool runs because her past self did this kind of training in the winter months. That's really helpful. Do it for your future self. Number four, time limited. This is such a glorious thing to do. So right now, ooh, muddy, I am time limited by the fact it is my lunch hour. I fully support eating your lunch at your desk. If the reason you are doing so, can you hear me? There's a little waterfall here. If you're doing so If you're doing so because you spent your actual lunch hour outside, go for a walk, go for a run, go for a bike ride, go sit in the garden and read a book, whatever. You can eat your lunch at your desk. That's not very mindful eating, but you know, needs must. Being time limited is such a good motivation because you don't have time to talk yourself out of it, because you're like, I've got an hour, I need to get changed, get ready, warm up, go out the door, come back, probably have a shower, and then get back to your desk, or whatever else you need to go on to do, pick the kids up, I don't know. You need to run in that time. So I find time limits so helpful as motivation for going running. And finally, whatever you're going to eat after your run, and I do not mean this in the sense that you have to run to deserve food or anything like that. I just mean that making something nice, something particularly delicious for after your run is such a good way, because I don't have to run to eat that thing. But when I run, I know that I'll get something delicious to come back to. It's a subtle difference there, but it's an important one. Today, for instance, I have vegan sushi waiting for me at home because I bought it from the shop in the reduced section last night. It was £1.70, down £4.50, which is crazy expensive, but it's so delicious. I would have eaten that anyway, even if I hadn't gone running, but I've just kind of used it as that little bit of motivation. It's like, hey, after your run, you get to come back and eat this. Yum. Those are the 5 reasons that I'm motivated to get out the door pretty much every time. I hope you find them useful. If you've got other ones, please put them in the comments below, because we could definitely all benefit from knowing how to motivate ourselves easier to get outside on adventures. Thanks for coming along. See ya.